Assalamu alaikum, dears, how are you? It is said and believed by many of the people that poors don't have any friend at all. Poors don't have any friend at all. Is it true and do you believe in it? Many of the people believe in all that. But let me tell you that all poors are not the same at all. Some of the poors they succeed in developing a good social circle while most of these don't. But the good thing is that if at all you have succeeded in developing a good social circle, despite being a poor, despite being a person of not many resources at all, it actually means that you are not going to stay poor at all and you are going to become a resourceful person. Somehow, we are going to talk about that if an ordinary person who is not so resourceful, if they want to develop a good social circle, so what is the way forward? How can they do it? So let's begin our topic. There are four steps of it actually, and it is quite possible, quite feasible. Anybody following the four of these steps can definitely develop a good social circle. So let's begin. Go to the first step. The first step says that start small. How can we start small, by the way? It is join local community groups. Joining of local community groups and look for free or low cost groups. Look for free and or low cost groups aligned with your interests. So that is the point number one. Once we are talking about the start small, and the point number two is that attend neighborhood events. Attending of neighborhood events, participate in the local gatherings such as potlucks or street fairs. Mean it is attend neighborhood events. Attending the events happening in the neighborhood, and every society have the different type of the events. So our society here in Pakistan, there are certain things like Mehfil Nath and maybe many others as well. But if we need to do all that, it is attend neighborhood events. The third point is, as for the first step of start small is concerned, the third point says volunteer. Volunteer. Help out at a local charity, animal shelter, or park cleanup. Mean we have to volunteer a bit of our time. We have to volunteer, we have to contribute a little bit of the time, which is a spare time, not our work time at all. Now, the third point, as for the small start small is concerned, it says, third, all three have been done. Moving to the next step, and the next step says leverage existing connections. Leveraging of existing connections. So number one thing is that reach out to the acquaintance, reach out to the acquaintances, reconnect with the people you have met through, work, you have met through school, and you have met through hobbies. So that is reach out to acquaintances, reconnect with the people you have met through work, through school, or through hobbies. Now the second point, as for the leverage existing connections is concerned, it says ask friends to introduce you. Asking of the friends to introduce you, that is expand your network, excuse me, expand your network through existing friends. And now the third point is use the social media. Join local Facebook groups or online forums to connect with the like minded individuals. It is That is, join local Facebook groups or online forums to connect with the like-minded individuals. Now the two steps have gone. Now let's go to the third step. The third step says be intentional. So we have to be intentional. How can we become the intentional one? Number one, it is be yourself. Authenticity attracts genuine connections. Authenticity attracts genuine connections. Don't try to be fake at all for the purpose of impressing others. It is far better to be yourself and be a genuine person. Now, the second point here, as for the be intentional third step is concerned, it says that listen actively and show interest in others and engage in a meaningful conversations. Showing interest in others and engaging in the meaningful connections. So that is the second point. And the third is follow up. Follow up. Follow up says that stay in touch with the new acquaintances. Staying in touch with the new acquaintances and nurture relationships. Staying in touch with the new acquaintances and nurturing the relationships. Now, the last step and the fourth step says that be patient and be persistent. Be patient and be persistent. It is building social circle takes time. Building a social circle takes time, and don't get discouraged at all, and don't get discouraged at all if it doesn't exist, if it doesn't happen overnight. Yes, it is not going to happen overnight at all. It will take a good amount of time. Be patient and be persistent. Building social circle takes time. Don't get discouraged if at all it doesn't happen overnight. Now the second point is keep attending events and gatherings. Keep attending the events and keep attending the gatherings. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key to developing new contacts. Consistency is the key to developing the new contacts. And the third and the last point is that celebrate small wins. Celebrating of the small wins, acknowledge and appreciate the connections you make along the way. It is celebrate small wins, acknowledge and appreciate the connections you make along the way. Now remember, developing a good social circle is about being genuine, about being persistent, and open to the new experiences. So that was a highly beneficial talk. So let's have a very quick revision about all that. It is start small and join the local community groups. Look for the free or low cost groups aligned with your interest. Number two, that is attend a neighborhood events, participate in the local gathering such as potlucks and street fairs. Number three, that is volunteer. Help out at a local charity, animal shelter, or park cleanups. Now, the second step is leverage existing connections. Reach out to acquaintances and reconnect with the people you have met through work. So you have worked through you have met through work and school and hobbies. Ask friends to introduce you. That is, expand your network through mutual friends. Now the next is use social media. Join local Facebook groups or online forums to connect with the like-minded people. And now the third step is it says that be intentional and be yourself. Authenticity attracts genuine connection and listen actively, show interest in the others, and engage in the meaningful conversation. Now the third point is follow up, stay in touch with the new acquaintances and nurture relationships. Now the last step is that says that be patient and be persistent as well. So building the social circle takes time. Don't get discouraged at all if it doesn't happen overnight. Now, the second point is keep attending events and gatherings. That is, consistency is the key to developing new contacts. Now, the third and the last point is that celebrate small wins. Acknowledge and appreciate the connections you make along the way. Now, remember, developing a good social circle is about being genuine, being persistent, and being open to the new experiences. That was very beneficial talk of today. Thank you very much.